Hi, I'm George K. and this is my father Niels. Together we build and develop synthesizers. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, I just posted some more videos of our synthesizers and some Stranger Things covers. I think you'd enjoy them. And also we now have our website fully up and running with a few projects already presented there. We have the Melody Fountain and the Veterinaries Club with all the source code and some sound examples as well.
Last week I've been busy working on the wavetable synthesizer that goes, as we mentioned before, into our generative rack. And it's doing some progress, but we're not there yet.
So this week we thought we'd like to present a previous project of ours. That is, we have built the Music from Outer Space Guitar Synthesizer.
Mr. Ray Wilson called it the Sub-Commander Guitar Synth. And if you take a look at his website, you will see that the Guitar Synth takes the output signal from your electrical guitar and he converts it into pulses and into gates. The pulses then are divided by 2 to create a sub-octave, and the gate signal is used to feed the usual components of a synthesizer, like attack, decay generators like VCF
and VCA.
And the VCA. So
basically it takes the frequency of the note you're playing on the guitar and converts that to a square wave oscillator.
That's right. Plus you have a mixer, so you can decide how much of the original guitar signal goes to the output and how much of the modified signal by the guitar synth.
And since I started my musical journey as a guitarist, we decided that this would be a very fun and interesting project to try and build. And this morning I recorded a little demo of the guitar synthesizer, so enjoy that. Hello and welcome to my studio, also called the Candy Shop of Sound by a certain Mr. George Holliday. I'm gonna show you what the guitar synthesizer actually does, what it sounds like, and what the controls are. The guitar I'm playing is my beautiful red handmade guitar. Me and my dad built it. It's going right into this input here, and that output is going to my patch bar and into Logic. As you can see, I've got it set to clean right now, which is this knob here. If I turn clean down and let's turn pulse up, this is going to sound like a fuzz effect. That's the pulse. It takes the input signal of the guitar and rectifies it so it's basically just a square wave. And if you play more than one note, it sounds a bit weird. Power chords still work, but it does sound a bit weird. And when we add the sub-octave, it does exactly what you think it does. It just adds an octave below the one you're currently playing. So that's pretty cool. But the real magic comes when you use the filter, which is this. Let's automate this, put some LFO to the filter. That sounds pretty cool already. Now let's undo the LFO and add some envelope to the filter. Turn the resonance up. Yeah, that sounds pretty bloody cool. Okay, and now that we've got the filter section, we also have the VCA, which works the same as the filter, but yeah, if you have a lower initial, that just lowers your initial volume, and then you can add some LFO to that, for example. So you can get some pretty crazy sounds with this setup. And this is just going straight into Logic, no amp simulations or anything. Yeah, and that's pretty much that, I guess.
Okay, once we decided to build the subcommander, we immediately saw that this is not a project for beginners. At that time, we already had like 9 months of experience, so we basically knew what we are doing. But again, this is not a project for beginners. This is a project for advanced do-it-yourselfers. Despite the complexity of this project, it went very well. We had little problems to build the schematic into KiCad, and as you can see, the PCB itself, it's rather large and very compact. The density complex. Is very high. The very density high of parts is very high. Surprisingly little errors when it got first current and went alive. Except the sub-octave and the pulse generation.
Yeah, we had quite a few issues with them.
Yeah.
For one, whenever you play something that is not just a single note, so a single frequency, like when you play a chord of some sort, then you get several frequencies mixed together, and the analyzing circuitry, because this is all analog, all of the analyzing is happening in the analog world, so it has to kind of parse what frequencies you're playing and generate a single square wave out of that.
Yeah, so the effect was, it sounded ugly distorted.
Yeah, not the good kind of distortion.
Not the good kind of distortion. So I said, okay, right, there's a problem here.
Especially in the sub-octave.
Yeah, but I couldn't find an electrical problem. All connections were where they should be, and the parts were correct and working. So I decided to enter that particular part of the schematics into Ltspice and simulate the whole circuit. Let's see how it works in a virtual world. And surprisingly, it works exactly the same. So this is what this circuit is supposed to do. It was no bug at all.
Yeah, just when you get several signals, several notes, several frequencies mixed together, it's always going to sound like a muddy mess in the sub-octave and even in the pulses.
Once we accepted that, George was able to use the subcommander, and the first few days I couldn't get him away from it.
No.
He was hooked.
Yeah, I was, and you can actually hear it on my EP that I released a few weeks ago. It's called Midnight 87, Old Satellites, and on one of the tracks I play the Guitar Synthesizer. I can't really remember which track it was because I wrote and recorded the entire EP in 3 days. It's all just a blur to me.
Yeah, but the sound is really very interesting.
It is.
Very good.
And it is so much fun to play with, because I am a much better guitar player than I am a keyboard player, so I can rip a little better.
So the result really was worth the effort. Okay, coming back to the wavetable synthesizer.
And what you did last week.
I did last week. I still have a little problem with the voice. The voices itself, the voices themselves sound okay. No, but my main problem was to get the ADSR up and going.
Like the envelope generator.
The envelope generator.
Because
yeah.
We are doing a digital envelope generator inside of the STM chip.
Yeah.
No analog parts for that.
And to make things more interesting, we work with not only one voice, but up to 8 voices so far. And so each voice gets its own ADSR setting.
Basically 2 ADSR settings, because we want one as an analog output for the filter as well.
True. One ADSR setting for all the voices, but when the voices are playing, the IDSR are in different states. So you have to handle that somehow with the software.
Yeah.
And just today I found a bug where in the interrupt routine that drives the synth engine, I manipulated variables which were also being manipulated outside the interrupt routine, and that's never a good idea. So voices were killed unexpectedly, premature, no good. But I was able to fix that.
Yeah, it's getting closer and closer to being a fully functioning unit.
Yeah.
I still have to design a front panel for it and basically write up a user manual so we can map the functions to some actual buttons.
I also added a reverb filter to it.
Like a reverb effect.
Reverb effect, and it's not doing what I want yet.
Yeah, but it sounds alright.
Yeah,
We're getting there, yeah. Because the plan is to have the reverb before the filter. Digital reverb inside of the wavetable synth, because that's not something a lot of synths have, and we just like to try it. We see if it works.
And
also as a little test run for a future multi-effects unit we're trying to build for the generative rack.
also I added a library for the OLED display.
Yeah, so we can actually use the display now. It shows the notes you're playing and what MIDI channel the device is set to.
And the shape of the IDSR.
Yeah, the envelope.
Yeah. Once I'm done with that, when you turn the knob of, let's say, the attack, then you see on the display the shape of the attack changing in real time.
I'm really looking forward to seeing that in action.
Yeah.
Before you go, don't forget to check out the website. It's fatherandsynthesizer.wordpress.com still, because we haven't bought the full domain yet. It's just for now, just to see.
Right.
To see how many people actually use the website, if there's any interest in it at all. And there we post the schematics and a little write-up and maybe some sound demos as well. And don't forget to check out my Instagram, that's @GeorgeKmusic_ on screen now. And there I post covers and just general synth stuff and music stuff in general. So thank you very much for watching us every week, and remember, stay curious.